that the city itself, a good friend of mine, that told you about, Hoskins, Kelly,
Mhm.
she's on channel with us. It's on the Fox TV, on their different stations now. And her and you have similar paths, and that her father and her mother she grew up also in politics all of her life,
She
you
sure
know,
did. We
and
didn't have a choice.
right, right.
She did, and she has a sister. Her sister Pam.
Yeah, right.
I jokingly said the other day that we need a support group for the children of elected officials because we're not the only ones around here. We
I
coping
know,
great
I know.
together.
I know over there in Belltown neighbors, okay. State Representative Pearson, his father in his footsteps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you have in Belle Nor, Evelyn Days is one of the council reps, and her mom is Rita Her Days.
Yeah.
And
Then
all the
you got the
Moses. It's a lot of them.
Moses and the Waltons and all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In fact, it's kind of ironical, for me, because I kind of grew up in the city of St. Louis, and I saw the population go north to North County, and most of the people that were, I guess, the fathers like in the Walton, but I worked against him in the campaign some years ago, and I just see all the people that came north, and you guys have created what is now all of North County, and you guys are doing a lot of improvements taking place in North County. Now in Berkeley, you have I guess one of the most business police departments in North County.
It seems like lately.
Yeah.
It does, and I think us being so close to industrial areas and the airport plays a role into that.
And I think one of the things, your city, it has some of your things, that you want. You're going down Airport Road, Chambers Road there, you got a lot of businesses there. By the way, you have a beautiful new city hall there also, by the way. That's a beautiful facility there.
Thanks to Mr. Hoskins.
Yeah, also Mr. Hoskins, who's now on the council also.
Yes, he is, Ward 3. Back where he started.
Well,
I think that was his original position.
For real? See, I like take you around the road, but now having said it, okay, he should be the godfather of the council. He knows all the history of the city as it has grown up.
Mr. Hoskins, if you ask him a question, he can tell you where it originated years ago, the longevity of it, the evolution of an idea or an ordinance or a relationship. He knows our charter back and forth. If you ask him a question, he's typically right.
But see, you cannot have a better mentor than him.
Oh, I agree. Whenever I have questions about why something is the way that it is, I know I can start there and at least get a basis for it. And then I can form my own opinion about what's happening. But the historical knowledge, that's something that you really can't read everything about. I mean, you can read up on the ordinances, you can read up on how things became legally the way that they are, but the backroom conversation is something somebody has to give you.
Well, I guess another thing, okay, is I was listening to you. I mean, I had a event this morning, and I was talking to some of the gentlemen there, okay, about Berkeley that he's going to be on the air today. And they were saying, first of all, they said, well, answer, how big is Berkeley? And I said, well, I think it's one of the largest, that's why that's the question, it's one of the largest, cities in North County, and I continue to say that because you just mentioned yourself the footprint that you have, land mass wise, you probably will come out as one of the largest footprints in North County.
Yeah, I think when you originally asked, I was thinking population-wise. Population-wise, we right around 9,000, a little bit more than 9,000 people, which don't compare to Florissant, which has 55,000. But land-wise, we spread pretty far. We have a good mix of commercial and industrial business, along with residential area and small business.
I know, because if a town or city could have all that Berkeley has, okay, because again, you able to provide a lot of services to your constituents that most towns or cities in North County cannot provide because you have a very nice tax base.
We do, but I think it's some things we could do to grow it. I feel like it's some things that we missing that we can get from our neighboring communities. Like we don't have a grocery store in our footprint anywhere.
I think the whole North County area right now is a food desert, for lack of a better description.
Oh, it's definitely walking that line. It's not nothing compared to what they experience in North St. Louis City, which is
right. I think right. I also see this is the idea that I was looking forward to having a conversation with you. Okay, to see some of what your vision. Okay, but you see what the needs are. Like you just said, one is the grocery store. One, I think, would be like a pharmacy. Because right now, pharmacy is becoming more important in people's everyday lives than never before.
It is, and the big box stores are pulling out.
Yes.
I just read in the Business Journal that there's another Walgreens leaving North County.
Yes, I read the same article.
Mm-hmm. They're pulling away, and there are things that our residents need. And one thing we lack is our transportation. If you have to use public transportation, it's not as easy to do in the county as it may be in the city or downtown.
It's a book I read some years ago, and they talked about St. Louis City. Then you got the inner circle about where you are right now in North County, and I think you guys are kind of blessed, okay? Because if you're on the other side of was it 270, you are kind of locked in from a lot of services that people cannot get to you because you're kind of cut off, for lack of a better description. Here, when you look at how if you want to go to straight up Hammy Road, and you pass 270, you cannot go one street over. You got to go around, go down to 270, and go down and then come back. Yeah, they go. And to me, you're somewhat landlocked. For lack of a better description.
When we look for houses over here, when even friends of mine, when they were trying to moving at one point outside of the city, everybody tried to find a house on this side of Lindbergh, meaning the south side of Lindbergh, because if you cross over, that's going to add 10 to 15 minutes to your commute, no matter where you're trying to go. I know that originally the plan was for 170 to go to stretch to Lindbergh, go all the way down Lindbergh to 367. And I don't know what it was. Something stopped it right there, those historical homes maybe. But that would have changed that side of North County and Florissant if the highway ran all the way through.
It's a book I read, and I still got it right here someplace, okay, that talked about, the St. Louis area, and how the migration, the people were as they were created, like you just said, Lindbergh, but the 270 is become like I can't describe it, but it's kind of like I hate to use the word landlocked, okay, but if you're on the other side of 270, you have problems, because buses don't actually. I don't know if they run their line, okay, but it's hard to get around once you pass the 270.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. It's hard inside the 270, but once you cross over, it is. But I think that's 270 all the way around. And I know it gets different once you get up into West County. And maybe I'm not too familiar with South County, but I know that people when they moving, they try to be inside the 270 circle, not outside the circle.
I know. It was years ago. My wife was a realtor, and she had this was going back, this before Northwest Plaza was in the process of a decline. She had a house on a Sunday that was for sale. One block over from the Jamestown Mall there. And so she needed some flowers ran off, and it took us all the way down to the other side of 270 to find some kind of place that we could print, and there was actually a slick store. Man.
Oh yeah.
There was no businesses open. Okay, and I told her then, if we ever buy a house, okay, we don't want to be up in North County. so you can put me on that same list, because and the same they got some beautiful homes up there, but at the same time, you're in a whole different world almost.
It is. It is. You have to want to travel that far.
But see, that's where Berkely comes in now, okay? Because you guys are right in the perfect area, like you said, for a grocery store.
We are. From what I understand, grocery stores count rooftops and how many people.
They get housetops. Everybody housetops. Mm-hmm.
Right. So even if we were able to get a small one, like they had those Walmart community markets, or just I think even in downtown, Schnucks has those small grocery stores. They have a name. I don't know what they're called. Kind of like boutique grocery stores, something like that. Could work.
Like another description. Mm-hmm. Shopping State got bought out. They got bought out. Matter of fact, Schnucks has pretty much, took over most of the grocery stores in the St. Louis area, because the Shopping State got bought out. Mm-hmm. And they were kind of Save-A Lots, the little small stores, and they were there, and they were always serving a need. So really, and you just said some of the I guess the Walmarts, they're on either end, right by the highways in North County. They got one about 270. Mm-hmm. And you got one that's over in this area, right at almost 270.
Mm-hmm. On Lindbergh, yep.
Yeah, and then you got one down that's off over in I think Highway 44, where you have one over there in Maplewood. Is that Maplewood?
Yeah, there's one over there. But imagine living in North St. Louis City, where the closest one to you is either on West Florissant, or you gotta go all the way to Brentwood or Maplewood to shop. That's a long way.
It is. As a matter of fact, I've been so disappointed in myself personally, okay, to see I used to do a lot of travel between Kansas City and St. Louis all the time. The people in Kansas City, they were envying us in St. Louis, so I was saying, no, you got it backwards, okay? Kansas City got it going on. And now, what I was predicting, look at Kansas City right now. It is the jewel of the whole country right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunately losing the Kansas City Chiefs to Kansas, okay? But what happened said that. But they have so many high rises. We got high rises at St. Louis that nobody can use.
That's right. That's right.
Now, that's the one thing that you guys do have a Berkely, okay? That you have one of the major employers in here, Boeing Aircraft.
That's right. We do. We have Boeing, and Boeing is growing. If you were taking a trip down 170 in the last year or so, you see that large structure coming up at 170 in Airport Road on the site that used to be Berkely High School. Mm-hmm. The original Berkely High School on Walter, but that's the one I went to.
That's a shortcut I go to, right that way.
We're pretty biased between those who went to the real Berkely, the old Berkely, and the new one.
Oh no!
But if you see right there on that site, it's a project between Boeing and our federal government, who is moving their aviation from Arlington, Virginia, here to Berkely. So that's just one contract.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And they're up for another one. So that one is just for one branch of the service. And the next one up is another branch of the service. So if they get that one, there'll be a similar building, same size, built right next to it. So they got some big plans.
No, when really I mean, you were in the middle of all that because this is your city.
It is. And you know what I would like for Bowen to do, since we're talking about Bowen?
Okay.
I would love for Bowen to they already give back to the city and the municipalities. And I would assume all of them, but I can only speak for Berkeley. But back in the day, even the house that I live in, these homes were built by McDonnell Douglas as a way for their staff to have somewhere to live,
Right.
so that they could get back and forth. And we have some properties that, need to come down and maybe new development occur so that we can move families into this area in larger size houses, because these homes were built in the 50s and 60s, so they're pretty small compared to what a modern day home might look like. Yeah, so if we had some new development in here, and then also I would like to see, with all these new contracts that they're getting, for more people from this area to be employed. Because why not employ the people that are your neighbors? They can get to work on the, if push come to shove, I could walk to Bowen if I had to. I wouldn't want to, but I could if I had to. And using the kind of the neighbors that live around here, but then also the kids coming up in the school district. They should be doing internships all the time, and knowing that when they go to school, they come back, that this is where they'll be interning, and then this is where they plan to work when they get done, to bring our workforce back into the city.
Well, Madam Mayor, I hope you don't mind me saying this, okay? There's no reason, okay, for your dream not to be a reality.
Because, I agree.
Because, I mean, in another life, as I call it, I worked in the mayor's office in downtown St. Louis, and we were doing okay back in the single days, in all those days. And I think with all of the industry, the corporations that you have in Berkeley, you guys should not want for anything because of the tax rate that you have. And all of them want to be what we call good citizens for the community.
Yes.
And I think they would be receptive, okay, to your idea about building some houses for the corporate executives.
I would hope so. That would be so nice.
Well, everything like you said with Ted. I call him Ted. Okay. Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind helping you if you need some help. Okay. Because I built some homes myself in St. Louis myself, so I know a little bit about that. But I think right now is the perfect time for you to have a conversation or start putting some ideas down on paper. Like you should come up with your own wish list for what you want in your city. And I don't and being a young person, okay, you know what was and what you want to be, how you should be. And for the young people coming up, okay, for the people your age that want to live in Berkeley, because these are the things that a city need to have. And I think right now this would bring you a grocery store, bring you some house tops.
It would. It would bring us those rooftops that we need.
That you need.
So let me tell you, I don't turn down no help. Or any thought partnership, because I think that helps us move forward. From what I understand, with Bowen, because in the school district I work with, the school district has a foundation, so I get a chance to speak with some different folks, and I think the new buzzword in philanthropy is workforce development.
Yes.
So, and it ain't that new. It's been a couple years, but that's the kind of thing that kind of drives a partnership. I'm gonna call it partnership. And right where we are, we have that whole North Park area, right there, Hanley and 70, which has that Amazon, that brand new beautiful clay coat building.
See again. I keep saying to you, okay. As a matter of fact, if anybody will want to have the city in North County, it would be Berkeley. You should be. I mean, I'm not trying to. Well, I am putting ideas in your head. That's the whole idea of what we do in this program. And I'm the head of Missouri Chamber of Commerce. And what we would like to do is create relationships. See, partnership. Call it what you got relationships You got a relationship, okay? Then you can develop into a partnership. But right now, you already got relationships already.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what municipality in North St. Louis, okay, in the St. Louis area, for the most part, can boast of a Boeing, Amazon, a new government facility being built? None.
None. And when I go out on to visit other places,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Where is Berkeley, Missouri?" Because if you live here, you probably don't know. I'm like, "Well, the east side of the St. Louis airport lands. So if you ever fly to St. Louis, you fly right through Berkeley."
Right.
Saying we have Boeing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my two claims to fame. Once I drop them two things, they don't ask me anything else.
But not only that, but see, when people go to these banquets in different hotels, they got one of the biggest hotels. Was it the Renaissance there?
Yes, we got a Renaissance.
And I love that hotel. You got the most beautiful views of the airport that you can have.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only that, you got a lot of enterprises. What's that? I think that's that in Berkeley also.
We have yes, part of their facilities are right there on Natural Bridge.
Right. Yeah. So you got. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. So you got. Now you have a couple. And I know right now some the businesses are leaving because you need, like you say, you need more people coming in, and you got a younger generation coming up right now. There's a need for houses, and see, right now, the demand for availability is what makes Berkeley so unique.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're inside of that that belt that 270, I should say.
We are, and new families coming in would not only help us, it would help the school district.
Yeah, right.
It would help the businesses around us, and I think a part of me being on that council is now my son is 21, so I'm a little removed from people that are seeking daycare and things like that, but being closely related to those families, it's the things that they need in order to bring their children here. So we have two schools that are a part of the district here, and they're both elementary schools now, but next school year one will be a middle school and one will be an elementary school. So at least we're getting back there. Some of my other schools that are related to us are highly rated in the state, the STEAM Academy. So I'm just saying all that to say, Berkeley has so much.
These are pluses that you have. See, so far, you have been naming so many pluses and pluses and pluses. Okay, about Berkeley, and I would encourage you, and I'm going to volunteer to work with you, okay, if you don't mind. You said you don't turn down any help, okay? Because I love working with young people that have ideas, but you in a position, okay, to bring things to reality.
Yes.
Because but and it's all about how you make take things from being a dream. The Bible tells you you have a thought, you write it down. And then you can share it. I was from years ago. Okay, I can't share an idea with you, but if we had the thing we just talked about so far since we've been on the air, all the things that we've been talking about, okay, are all doable, and they're all needed. And now, anytime there's a need, that means that it's closer to reality. And I think that this is not your first appearance on the program, by the way. So thank you. And also, I want to thank my good friend and your friend, for making this Chris Thomas. Who's a very brilliant young man. Who speaks so highly of you. Okay. And
I love that. I said we keep up mostly on social media, but I'm glad I was on his mind when he was talking to you.
Yeah, we were in a meeting, okay, and that's the thing I loved about it. He said, call it. He said, call it, that you're available. And you didn't know who I was. You answered your telephone. It's like me. I answer my phone. People call me, I answer it.
You never know who's gonna be on the other end.
Right. Okay. And everybody is not spam. Okay. So to my wife said, you shouldn't be answering them calls. Well, I get calls from all around the country from different places. Okay.
Mhm.
And I just can't just think I'm just gonna get all 314s or 552s.
You know what? My number is an out of state number. So when a 314 number calls me, I consider it to be intentional because you have to seek my number out. So I try to answer those calls. Plus, in this new position, I hear, I've only been in my role 6 weeks, maybe 7. I might be on week 7 now. But I get calls from all the residents, a lot of the staff. So I'm learning my way around and hearing a lot of things.
Let me ask you a question. How long is your term for?
Well, I ran, this was a special election.
Right. I thought it should be a number of 4-year term, isn't it?
It's normally a 4-year term, but this one I'm only in here for 2 years because I'm filling out the remaining term of the previous mayor who passed away in office. So I'm filling out his last 2 years, and then I'll have to run again for a normal 4-year term. And I'm already making plans to do that.
I was about to tell you, I'd like to be on your committee for re-election, if you don't mind.
All right. Now, my mama is my campaign manager. Okay. And my mama is tough, Mr. Folks. You got to have tough skin to work over here. But we don't turn down help.
No. Well, see, one of the things that the chamber, that's the Missouri Chamber of Commerce, we were very active when I created the chamber. And when we initially created, I built it real big in Kansas City. We worked with Toyota, a whole lot of the mayor's office there, and because I knew I had relationships in St. Louis already, and then I was trying to, I want both ends of the state board together. And unfortunately, when the pandemic came in, a lot of that was washed away. And so now I found myself, I had to building around the state here, as we started off. Well, that means that there are opportunities, that the chamber can bring to your people. But we also work with the National Association of Black Mayors also. And that's some organization that we are affiliated with. And one of the things is that a lot of them have a lot of young mayors now that's becoming here to cities. And when you hear the cities, you have a lot to learn. But I have noticed that most of the young people come in, they have a background with their parents, or someone in their family that already kind of trained them before they got in the office to know something about what to expect, what not to expect.
Oh yeah, and that's helpful too.
And it's one thing to go someplace blind, and this is your first time in office, and you don't know who to trust, who not to trust. When to do something, and you want to be very careful in what you're doing.
You telling the truth. When I ran the first time, she told me, there are some people you need to talk to before you declare that you're running for something.
Yes.
And so we went around and we talked. Well, we didn't really do it the first time because I ran as a write-in. But this second time, we knew that we were going to be doing it again. So before it even came up that when the election was happening, we started having those conversations with different entities to let them know that I was interested and see if they would support me. So I felt very supported in this race, and it was still a lot of work. Like, we probably did more than we had to do, but the point was,
you can never do too much. You can never do too much.
That's what some of my not opponents, because only one person ran against me, but some of the other electeds don't feel the same way. But I felt like I did what we needed to do, and maybe we could have done more with more hands and more feet working.
But see, Mayor, there's 2 ways to look at this. One, your life before you became into office. Now that you're in office now, and you are the mayor, history would dictate whatever you do from this point on.
Yeah.
And so that means that your name is spelled different. So that means that Ebony will be different in what she does for the city of Berkeley. And from that point forward, okay, you should be putting in your ideas, your dreams, and the thing that you saw needed as a kid, but now you can do those things. I just left a summit that we had from my church, Spirit Church, that we did with my pastor Nias. We had one of the gentlemen was a football player. Matter of fact, he was on the Seahawks. Matter of fact, he was the Jaden Smith. I can't pronounce his last name, but what I'm saying, but he was one of the guest speakers there that we had, and he's a young man, and he was just was saying about how being a young person such as yourself, that you gotta have a focus on what you want to do, and then be true to what you want to do and go do that. And as I listen to you today, talk to our audience, you have a mission now, okay, that you can go places. And you can say, I am the mayor. And that carries a lot of weight.
I'm just now learning that, Mr. Folk. Not that I didn't realize that, but now that I'm officially in the position,
yes,
and have been kind of traveling around talking to different places, I can see the difference, and I can see how people react.
No, you go anywhere in this country and say, I'm the mayor of Berkeley, okay? And then say, I'm next to Ferguson, Missouri. They say, oh, you are?
Uh-huh.
And they give you front row seat.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to use what you got.
I traveled with a group last weekend to Minneapolis, Minnesota, a group called New American Leaders, and they mostly support immigrants and marginalized communities. And we met with Congresswoman Johann Omar, and Attorney General Keith Ellison. And I told them about that.
Two good people.
Two real good people. And Minnesota, has had a lot of tragedy.
Oh, yes.
Just a lot of tragedy.
I follow. Yes, ma'am.
And one of theirs, almost 10 years ago now, was Philando Castile. And Philando grew up actually in Berkeley, across the street from me. So, I don't know if people know, and he's buried here at Calvary Cemetery. But he grew up here, and he went to school in this school district, and a lot of the things, this is Ebony Shaw talking. I feel like a lot of things that are happening with our ICE and our immigrant protection movement is all born out of civil rights movement.
No, and, let me say amen. Well, I know you were listening. Well, I know you couldn't come. We had some technical difficulties, today on the show, but you will say. I was talking about on the show today about voters' rights. We are under attack.
Oh, yes.
There's an attack going on right now. And right now where they're removing blacks. I'm from the South. One of the things that they're doing now in this redistricting, the Republican Party is purging black leaders, like in the South, where you had 2 congressmen, you now have 1 congressman. And eventually, the old South will come back again, where you will have no black representation in those places. But this is our folks speaking now. I feel that just the way things are right now in our country, as you listen to the people who feel about Republicans right now, there's nothing going good, okay? They won't even talk to you. They won't have meetings with you now. And so they're pushing, to me, people into the Democratic stronghold for elections next in the midterm and from their own. Because they're going to be voting, people vote their pockets and they vote their needs. And right now you see Democrats like yourself coming to their rescue.
I hope they remember that.
No, I think they will, okay, because unfortunately, we gotten to the point now I talked about Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire. Well,
Yeah.
before he became a trillionaire, he messed our country up. Okay, when he come, all the cuts they made.
Mm-hmm.
No, he got so many departments and stuff, like health departments right now. We now we have problems with measles. We have problems with chicken pox.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we have the flus, mainly because they cut the money to those departments. And anything that was helping the underprivileged people, those things were cut. And then, unfortunately, they cut like in the now. We had war, for lack of a better description, and they cut that department. And so we don't have in experienced generals and people who've been there for years and years. See, in D.C., one of the things, okay, I hope you be around for America for about the next 20 years, okay? Because when you're there for a long time, like Mr. Hoskin, okay, you acquire knowledge, constitutional knowledge that nobody else has.
Yes.
And that's when you become a congressman or a senator, you go to Jeff City, Missouri. So we've been kind of locked out again because you've been term limited.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Jeff City, in your first 2 years there, which is one term as a state rep, you can't. You trying to remember where the bathroom was at.
Right. Well, they only give you 2 years to learn it. It's not
right,
very
right. Right. Okay, and then unfortunately, those people who come in, they'll make laws, and they gone, so they're not responsible for what they did.
Yeah, they don't get to see it all the way through.
Well, they don't get to see it all the way through. Okay, but it's not going to affect them because they going someplace else. They spend somebody else's money.
Right. That's true.
And
I will say that some of our, I think a lot of, so my rep is Rachel Prouty, and then of course Brian Williams is my senator. They're both terming out and running for higher positions. But along with some other folks, because our state rep Kim Smith and Angela Mosley and who else? Is Tanya Rush a senator or a representative? I just know we got a lot going over. Tanya Rush.
No, I think she's a senator.
Okay.
Well, no. Brian is a senator. Okay, for most of North County. He's my senator also.
Right. So she must be one of the state reps. Well, she's not in my area. I just know she's out here in North County.
She's probably a state rep if she is, because Brian runs from Ferguson all the way over to U City, and anything in between, okay, that would be Brian.
Well, I'm just saying our relationships on those levels are so important too as municipalities. And then should he be successful with the county executive,
which he will be. He will
be. I just signed up for my yard sign yesterday.
Yeah, we will. Brian is. I've been working with Brian when he worked for Congressman Clay. We had a fishing derby. We had up in January Wabash Park. Years ago when Brian was working for the congressman, and when Layton, I'm calling Congressman Clay, all them came, and I can work with Brian starting back then. So he's been seasoned, okay, like yourself, seasoned and trained to be for where he's at now. So I think he understands the mechanics, okay. So it's one thing to be in office and not understand the mechanics of the power that you hold. And I think right now there's a lot of power that you hold that you gotta get used to.
I'm not. Yeah, you are very correct. You're correct. It's all been a learning process.
Oh yes, but you've been doing good. So far, from what I heard about it, I did a little. We talked the other day. I did a little checking.
Okay.
When we have guests come on, and especially a new guest, I gotta find out a little bit more about them. And in your case, the sky's the limit for as I'm concerned. And the sky's the limit means STL. Sky. For you.
What I do notice and have heard from others is one of the things I think I was able to do with this election was, and it helps that I'm I'm homegrown in Berkeley, between Berkeley and Columbia.
Yes.
So we had a lot of people come out to vote who never do. Mm-hmm. Some of those young folks that maybe don't think that their vote matters when
oh my God,
you know, it matters the most on this level. Mm-hmm. Than maybe some of the higher federal levels like the presidential race. I don't you should exercise your vote all the time, but I think you can really see the change if you start paying attention to what's happening right here around you.
Well, see, all politics are local, and people have to understand that. You know, like I tell people all the time, you know, the guy that pick up your trash, you know, the guy that, you know, your police department, or the fire department, all those jobs are controlled by local politicians.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, you're the person. If something goes wrong in Berkeley, you know, you get a call. You know, I kind of see, after your next term, you be a full-time mayor in Berkeley.
I honestly don't know how they do it part-time, not effectively.
No. That's, again, okay. That's why I see you being a full-time mayor. You know, and then after the special election comes up.
I would like that. I would welcome it. I have a lot of ideas, but they take time to implement. And you know, one thing you said correct. I mean, you said a bunch of things correct, but in this last part,
okay,
when something happens, people call me.
Oh yes.
Anything. I took a 45-minute call the other day about a trash can that's been on the corner for 3 weeks. Which was very important to the person they called, and I was so happy when I drove by today and that can was gone. I was like, ooh, I solved one little minor issue, but it probably made somebody very happy.
It did. See, that's what we have to see. I mean, that's how you have to look at it. When I worked in the mayor's office, I've been sharing with them years ago. Our father was one of the few blacks, okay, in the office at that time. And so I was able to sit in on meetings and hear what was going on in other communities. And I would say, what about my community? Mm-hmm. You know, we needed some trash cans over here. Okay, like you just said. And matter of fact, and when we created Brightside and Safe Street, which we created back then, my area was all of North St. Louis. And it was a situation, okay, that the mayor, certain people would tell me, Mr. Folks, if the mayor want to come to my house for a tea, if you don't come, he can't come.
Oh, he's a gatekeeper.
Well. See, when you are effectively helping the person that you just said for that trash can, they was taken care of, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that's a vote that you have right now.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life. Because you helped that person. And they'll be saying, this is what the mayor did for me. And that's what you want them to say.
Right.
And see, that's what I said. You know, I look at it, you know, that you are a person that has now history the rest of your life, okay? On your tombstone, they will have, you are the mayor. And they have things in order in the paper, like when you go out of town, people gonna. I remember the mayor Knowles of Ferguson, mm-hmm. Jane Knowles. We became very good friends during the Michael Brown's era, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And we would talk every night, sometime, pray together, okay, about what he should do. And I should say that I said, Madam, Mr. Mayor, I said, you are the mayor of the most famous city in the world. And he tried to, tell me I was wrong. Just like he went up to Minnesota, Minneapolis, and you mentioned the word Ferguson, right? Mm-hmm. I guarantee you people stepped closer to you, didn't they?
They did. They said, oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I think also that crowd may have been younger, mm-hmm. and they don't remember. George Floyd is the first big incident they remember.
Yes.
And that was huge, too.
Well, see, it all started with Michael and the young man down in Florida, okay?
Trayvon, it sure did.
Yeah, Trayvon. And there was an era, okay, where I, as a elder person, was so proud that what the young people are starting to do now. See, you have to understand that your rights, your rights, your voter rights. I watched, how down south when people would go to, register to vote is a two-step in those days down there. You go in there and say, I want to register to vote. Well, they will have you come back later on. Well, at the time, I didn't know what was going on, okay? But I was to see people with sheets, okay, around people's windows at nighttime. Well, I didn't know at the time that those were people trying to frighten people from voting.
Oh.
So that's why I take a vote very serious.
Okay.
Very, very, very serious, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that anytime I get a chance to vote, but see, we got to make sure that our young people understand now how important them being able to cast a vote is for them. People died. Mississippi burning.
I'm not sure if those lessons are as prominent now, especially in the schools as they were when they
they should be.
They very much they should. They should. I remember when I was in school, you could go to school and vote.
Oh yeah.
So you didn't have to do anything different. You just went down to wherever they were casting ballots, and you did it right there at school.
Right there, fill that little card out, and you were registered.
I will say for this past April election, the school district really stepped up, and they went in. They allowed the legal women voters to come into all the high schools and register kids to vote.
And that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, that's the one thing. And we have the class today here on civics, I guess. Is the way it's turning out. But the one thing, okay, that everybody in this country, we all equal one day a year. Nobody knows, black or white, rich or poor. Our vote is equal like anybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
It counts the same way.
Sure does.
And so now, the white person who's rich and powerful, they understand. That's why there's such a big fight right now going on, trying to purge young people and black people off the rolls. You know why that is?
Why?
Those people that we just talked about, we control the money. You watch what Donald Trump is doing right now up in Washington, D.C. He just, his kids right now. Recently, when Joe Biden was president, his son was talking real bad about him getting $200,000. Right now, Mr. Trump's children are trying to buy an island now.
Really?
But again, that's illegal, okay? But if you're in power, okay, you make the rules.
That's a fact.
Am I right?
Yeah. Somebody very important told me that as mayor, I could do whatever I want as long as I have 4 votes.
Right. And wait a minute, okay? But see, that is a true statement.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how blessed you are, okay? To be so humble as you are. And that's why I say I'm looking forward to being all the help I can give you to show you, the way I was learned was taught by some of the older heads. Some of the leaders back who taught me a lot about this and how to do it the right way, so to speak. They called it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I said, where you sit right now, you are our future in North County. Again, Mayor Shaw, this is a funny show today.
That's a lot to take in. Uh, that's a lot to take in. I just hope that I do what I said I was going to do.
No. You can't say that. You can't say that. The Bible tells you, okay, your mouth, what you speak, the word that you speak, okay, you can speak a curse or blessing on yourself. That's what the Bible says. So when you saying you hope, say I will.
I will.
Thank you. Remember our folks taught you, say I will. Because
I will. Lesson learned.
I will.
I will.
If I can't, if I find out I can't do it, okay, it's not because I didn't try. And you're in a position to try a whole lot of stuff. See, you know different than any mayor in the mayor of Kansas City. You're on the same pedestal with him. You are a mayor of a major city in St. Louis. Early on, okay, we talked about you did and gave me a good lesson on your footprint of what you got going on in Berkeley.
Yes.
You said you had Boeing, you got Amazon, you got the federal government building new facilities in your area. You got Enterprise, one of the largest corporations in the world. You got facilities in your city. You have some of the major hotels in your city. You got 2 federal highways that go through your city. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. And I can't count the state highways that go through your city, right? What am I missing here?
We got a lot of space and opportunity.
Come on, girl.
A lot of space and opportunity.
Yes, right. But the funny part about it is, as we have this conversation, and that's why this show is all. When I started doing these shows years out on KTC, I like to have like a fireside chat with my guests, and them just can open up and be who they are, talk about what they want to do. So right now, this show will be heard around the world. I hope you know that.
Oh, I like that. I like the world. I like that.
Right now, well, I'm introducing the world to Ebony Shaw on Lunch with Missouri Chamber of Commerce. This show, can be seen on Spotify, heard on Spotify, YouTube, Twitch. Well, we live on YouTube. Well, tomorrow afternoon at 1:00. At 1:00 to 3:00 on Sundays from 1 to 3. The show can be heard in its entirety.
Okay.
And people will be hearing you around the world. That's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram.
Okay. Well, for all those people that's listening, that'll be watching and hearing, Berkely has a lot of relationship and partnership opportunities. And you can reach out to me, and I would love to hear from you.
Right. And I think the part about it, okay, that you are a mayor that's saying, come help me.
Yes.
And I'm standing for you. And I think, anything that the chairman can do for you, we're excited about having some young blood that's in our community that's doing something. And like I said, I like to think that when this first term is up and you go for your full term, it'll be a full-time job for you to be the mayor of Berkeley.
That's the plan.
Wait a minute. Now, that's the first time you said we got a plan.
That's the plan.
So now we got a plan.
We got a plan.
we got a plan. Okay, we got a plan. Okay, so
I'm touching and agreeing.
Okay, we should, you got to believe, and there's no reason because see, to do all that you're doing, how big is your police department?
How big is our police department?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit less than 40 people.
Okay. How big is your fire department?
Around 30, 32.
Okay. How big is your health department?
That part I'm not sure of, but in Berkeley we do have the Murphy Clinic, so we have one of St. Louis County's clinics.
I know you do. I know you do.
And
go ahead.
Our county health director, is it Dr. Cunningham? Kanika?
Yeah, I'm not sure her last name. Yeah.
But she's also an African American woman, and she's
yes, she is.
amazing. And
she's doing so much with so little.
She is doing a lot
with so little.
Yes, she is to help these areas, and she wants to do more over here in Berkeley and in our area. So that's a relationship that we're hoping to expand.
But first of all, to me, okay, just me personally, I think that the county should be ashamed, okay, that that facility that she's in is not more updated.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I haven't been into her office, so I'm not sure.
Well, I'm talking about the building itself.
Oh, okay.
You would pass right by it.
And I know where you were.
And I know where you were.
Mm.
And so, this is the St. Louis County Health Department?
Mm-hmm.
For real? And let's be honest about it.
Well,
and I know she had nothing to do with that, okay? But I'm just saying, but that's in Berkeley.
Yeah.
That's see there's some construction, and they have space there to build a new clinic on the land they have right there. They don't have to go no place else.
They do. That is a lot of land back there.
So right now, okay, what you should do, put on your list of things to do. And when you start having a conversation, okay, about improving that facility, your plan is that we have space there in Berkeley to rebuild another facility at that same location.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, I think right now, I know Mayor Jones Ferguson is running for the first district. I think that's in the first district. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, and I know she would be receptive to something like that.
That would be growth for us. So that would be growth for us.
Yeah.
So that would be good.
But I'm saying, okay, you see, we know that conversation is going to take place sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now we putting our head in the ringer, and that we got land here in Berkeley to facilitate the change right here.
We're gonna need a planning meeting after this podcast interview. So we can put this plan on paper. Make it big and known.
Well, oh yeah. I'm a dreamer myself. I'm okay. That's one of the blessings that God has given me. Is to dream, and I will say this to you, Mayor Jones. Mayor Shaw. God has blessed me to see all of my dreams come true.
Oh wow.
It may not be quick as I want them to sometimes. But
in time, his time.
It takes time. And we're working on a major one right now, okay, that's going to change the whole community. What I'm working on now.
Oh, no, not hope. We don't use hope no more?
No. I got to find that scripture in the Bible and give it to you.
Okay.
I'm about to put you on my list.
Ira,
Yes.
this is Scott. We are live, so we have 5 minutes left.
Okay, good. Okay. Thank you. We got 5 minutes left here. So now, okay, I'm gonna shut up, Mary. Now you tell us what you want for your city in the next 5 minutes.
The next 5 minutes. Okay. We talked a lot about where Berkeley is situated and what we have. There are some things that we need here. There are some physical things that we need that we talked about. That every community needs. They need grocery stores, and we need a bank. We don't have a bank. A sit-down restaurant would be nice. I want us to develop that North Natural Bridge corridor in between the Renaissance Hotel and 170.
Oh my God, yes.
So that people that are traveling in here and staying at those hotels, they don't have anywhere to eat when they come in late at night. Or if they're here to maybe be at a conference at one of those spaces. And I think Natural Bridge is the perfect place to think about franchises coming in or any type of growth that would help tourists or our tourism. But it's the first place you see when you land into the city. And even though the airport physically sits in Berkeley, it's controlled by the city of St. Louis. So that's kind of what you see when you fly into the city. Welcome to the city. So developing that corridor, I think, would be nice. But also developing what's considered downtown Berkeley, which is Airport Road, between 170 and probably about halfway up.
And they finally got the streets fixed, so thank God.
They did. St. Louis County did that. Yeah. They got those done. We got bike lanes now, so come on, y'all. I've been sitting on a committee with Gateway Greenways, who is connecting the Sunset Trail that's north in Florissant, all the way through to our piece comes through and goes all the way to the Metrolink. So we'll kind of be seeing that happening over the next several years because it takes a while to put those things in. To kind of make a trail for those that are outdoorsy or just want to walk to see those things come through. Downtown Berkeley is where I think our small businesses thrive. So those are our barbershops and beauty supply stores, and our we have a Nature's Way organic store that's right there. But we're putting up a park where the old city hall was. It'll be Memorial Park. But some of the things I heard from the residents that they want is a farmer's market. There's just I think there's so much opportunity right here in Berkeley for us to see and get the things that we want. And I think for a long time, our residents and my neighbors, and maybe even me at one point, thought that we didn't deserve to have the things that the communities around us have.
Oh, no.
But guess what? Them communities thrive largely because of how successful we are.
Thank you.
So we deserve everything that's coming to us. And for all those dreams to come to fruition, we deserve to have those things as well. So when I look at my friendship circle, I have a group of friends that I went to school with. We all in a text group. And they start early in the morning, they go late at night. But we've been friends for over 30 years. And so when I look at the success of them, serial entrepreneurs, bishops, we even got a TV star in that group, and he just regular when he come in to us though. But all kinds of people doing all kinds of careers. And that's what Berkeley produces. A couple years ago during COVID, I had the opportunity to do a TEDx talk on TEDx Walnut Street in Columbia. And it was all about the roses that grew from the concrete, basically. So I basically was talking about Berkeley, and I may be prophesizing because the position that I'm in now. But it was all about believing in the people that you grew up with and watching them grow and them turning around and giving back to the community to help raise them.
Mayor Jones, what you had just said, okay, is a perfect plan, and like I said, when you hear this tomorrow, well, I'll send you a copy of the show like I did the other show, you have a copy of it, and we're going to use this, okay, as a starting point.
Okay.
And I think right now, as we're running out of time, got like a minute left, right, Scott?
We're just about out of time, yes, sir.
On that note, I thank Mayor Edwin Shaw, Mayor of Berkeley, Missouri, for taking time to spend with us on this beautiful June the 13th, 2026. My name is our folks. We have to have with us Scott Owen and also Elder Lyles. We'll talk to you again next week. That's lunch with the Blue Chamber of Commerce on a beautiful Saturday. Know life's good and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weekend. Life is good.